I know that my geotechnical friends will disagree with me. However, as a water management engineer with a strong appreciation for geomorphology, I can tell you that unless the embankment is composed of pervious rock, placing benches in the profile of a waste dump or earth embankment is one of the worst violations of the geomorphic approach. Such benches accumulate water and lead to concentration of surface overflows. I am pleased that TransAlta has arranged for you to view their reclaimed coal mines in Alberta by video on Wednesday at lunchtime. You will see TransAlta's reclaimed landscape is almost indistinguishable from the natural landscape. We learned from TransAlta. Anil Bir Singh and other colleagues at Golder have been applying the lessons learned to several of TransAlta's other mines in Washington State and Alberta, and to oil sands mines in Alberta. Fourthly, develop maintenance-free closure without dams. Having discussed the deficient practice of placing benches in the closure landforms, I would like to go out on another limb and challenge you with the concept of maintenance-free closure. This is even more controversial than the issue of benches in the on waste dumps and in the mine closure landscape. In fact, use of perpetual maintenance solutions with permanent dams in the mine closure landscape is legal in many countries of the world and almost all provinces of Canada. In fact, my company has even participated in design of such systems. Hence, I must remind you that although I am in good company with the Alberta government and many others, my opinion is my own, not that of my company. I respect the fact that there are two sides to this argument and that the pro-perpetual maintenance crowd can refer to continuing participation of local communities in a never-ending assignment, thereby providing economic benefit to the local economy forever. The problem with perpetual maintenance schemes, particularly those with dams, are as follows. Perpetual maintenance means forever. I'm comfortable with 30 years post-mining monitoring and maintenance. I could even be persuaded that in some unique circumstances, 200 years of active work on closed mine site might be acceptable. However, indefinite monitoring and maintenance and attending to vulnerable dam embankments is like a large national debt. Your children and their children will be attending to your legacy and the legacy of thousands of other mine operators. That's not fair. There is something just terribly wrong about leaving future generations to attend to your failings. Secondly, and very importantly, if you target maintenance-free, you will get a lot closer to it than if you target perpetual maintenance. It seems obvious. Thirdly, targeting maintenance-free closure forces the mine operator to eliminate dams containing water or fluid tailings from the closure landscape. The issue of dams in perpetuity is controversial. Many acid mine drainage solutions rely on submergence behind a dam. Moreover, fluid tailings ponds are very costly to dewater. There is no doubt that a perpetual maintenance scheme for mine closure is economically beneficial to the mine operator and perhaps even to the local community. But I would equally suggest that the consequences of dams in the closure landscape are even more serious. I know that there are suitable compromises, albeit at higher cost. Alberta is a leader in this principle of maintenance-free closure, since it is one of the few regulatory jurisdictions that enforce this target. Hugh Jones tells me that Western Australia is in a similar position of disallowing perpetual maintenance schemes. I would challenge you to eliminate dams from the mine closure landscape and target a maintenance-free condition for mine closure. Fifthly, integration of mine operations into closure planning. There is one message that I hear over and over from mining staff that are responsible for closure landforms and reclamation. They all agree that the best laid plans of closure planners are oft disregarded by operations staff. There are many reasons for dust collecting on mine closure plans. However, an obvious solution is to involve the mine operations staff in the closure planning process. It is not surprising that staff in charge of mine operations are highly stressed, have workloads that prevent them from attending mine closure conferences or internal mine closure planning meetings. They have hourly obligations, their cell phone is glued to their ear, their concentration span is no longer than 30 seconds. They can't be bothered to sit in a slow-moving meeting to discuss closure landform configurations. Clearly, involving mine closure staff is very, very difficult. However, there is no alternative. Applied research should be publicly available. Presenting the results of applied research is a very important element of this conference. It seems to me that each mine is obligated to assess the unique local physical setting and expected disturbances in their mine lease as a prerequisite to implementing a closure plan. My challenge to mining companies is to make applied research available publicly without restriction. When it comes to environmental research, there should be no constraint imposed by intellectual property. I'm no fan of hard copy research that ends up on a dusty bookshelf without public access through the internet. Ideally, the digital proceedings of this conference should be available to you and to all mine closure specialists around the world. Unfortunately, the budget did not allow for this, and a sponsorship opportunity for $20,000 remains open to any organization that would agree to such funding.